Incredible, that moment. So the Olympic ticket, I mean, tell me about that, because it changes the competition a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's really put some pressure on the athletes because he have to be really precise at the end until the end round.
Yeah, precision is key in speed,
Yeah,
and
of
also
course.
a little bit of luck along the way as well, because you guys go so quickly on that wall. Mistakes can happen in an instant.
Of course, of course.
And full starts as well.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about full starts, because I think it's the harshest part of the competition in qualifying.
Yeah, I did today a false start in the warm-up practice round, and it was really hard for me.
Yes, so you have 2 practice rounds.
Yes.
One of them will be full started, so you can't even practice the route for one of them.
No, we can do it.
Oh, you pulled back on and went?
Yeah, no, I didn't even stop. I have just to finish it. In the warm-up, you have to just finish it. If you false started or your other competitor false started, you have to just complete it in the warm-up.
And that changes during the qualifying, though. It's a totally different game then.
Of course, they will just, you have to just leave the wall and leave the arena, and you are disqualified for that event.
It's savage, isn't it? It's a brutal rule, but everyone has to work under it, and we've seen some disappointments in the past. There is your one of your coaches on screen. Tell me a bit about the Pakistan climbing team, because in terms of facilities and speed walls, do you have them available in Pakistan?
No, we are just like a normal speed climbing wall, which is not of the standard. So we only practice on that, just a single wall in Islamabad, official wall, we can say.
So coming to somewhere like Jakarta and being able to train with the athletes, that must have made a big difference to your preparation.
Yeah, of course, we weren't ready for these walls, so this really helped us a lot. That's why we do our best today.
Yeah, well, you certainly did your best. Congratulations on
Thank you.
that. And we are now a couple of seconds away from the final starting. The athletes are waiting behind that white curtain that you can see billowing in the breeze. And to deal with the heat, well, there's lots of facilities laid on. There is, of course, lots of water in fridges, but also an ice bath, I saw. A paddling pool, we call it in England, filled with water in one of the tents backstage. I don't know if you saw it, but it is available.
Oh, no, I didn't see.
Oh, there you go. You're going to have a swim after this. You can cool off in the pool.
Yeah, and that's good for the injury. You have to just cool down there and prevent your injuries.
Yeah, there we go. Well, there's lots available for everyone who's competing. And this is a brand new facility, purpose-built for climbing. Purpose-built for climbing. And our first 2 athletes are out onto the stage. Li Zhongdeng from China versus Shivani Sharak from India. And remember, this is the Asian qualifier, so just athletes from those countries can compete. We do have other continental qualifiers that have taken place in the last couple of months. We started in Rome with the speed qualifier there, then the Pan Ams, and now we're in Asia, and soon there will be Australia for the Oceania competition, and then South Africa for the African Continental Cup. That's what's coming up. Right now, let's turn our attention to our athletes. Shivani on the right, Li Zhongdeng on the left. We wait for the buzzers as the audience drops into silence. Well, it is a good start from both athletes, but Li Zhongdeng, explosive off the starting block. She's going to run away with this. Li Zhongdeng will progress. A good run from her, easily beating her competitor, but it is good to see that athlete competing.
Yes, of course.
So first race done, and now you can start to understand how savage this competition is. And Li Zhongdeng, she's so focused. She never seems to break outside of her zone.
Yeah, I saw the Chinese during the practice and even at the competition. They all are very focused. When they are climbing on the wall, they didn't even look here and there. They are just really focused.
It amazes me. I don't think I could do it. I'd be distracted by everything going on. But they have to do it, and you will notice, if you're a regular for speed climbing, certain rituals that the athletes compete, so keep an eye out for that. Okay, our next 2 athletes are waiting in the wings. 2 teammates, Karim Hashai and Fukuyama on the right. Funika will be on the right of your screen, Karim on the left. And the athletes are allowed to touch the first couple of holds. They adjust the starting pad. And when they're ready, they turn, face the audience, get clipped in, and now it's time to go, and the nerves will be starting to build. Big moments for all of these athletes, high stakes. It's a clean start from both women, but Fumika is slightly ahead at the moment, but now she slips behind, and she does slip. Natsumi is going to take this at the top. Well, it was back and forth then, lots of slips that went on.
7.91 seconds as she moves in to the quarterfinal round.
Yeah, sorry, the graphics slightly wrong. It's Karim. Apologies about that. So, Karim there taking the victory. Good work from her. So, Karim progresses. Fumika slips there. You saw the hesitation. And from there on, Karim just ran away with it. And you can see the disappointment on the right lane there as she comes back down to the ground. The two teammates congratulated each other off camera, of course. Well, we quickly move on. Mutia from Indonesia is going to get a big reaction, and Asal from Kazakhstan is out and about. And so here, a big height difference between the two, but it doesn't make a huge amount of difference in speed.
Yeah, well, I noticed that the shorter the guy is or the athlete is, he's like more explosive in the climbing. The longer one, they have reached more, but they are like a little bit sluggish in the climbing, in the speed especially, I noticed.
Yeah, and I think that's changed over the years as well. Back in the day, it was all about giant people, and now it seems like there's a different size of speed climber coming forward. Well, here we go. Mutia is on the left, Asal on the right of your screen. And you can hear in the background the Indonesian crowd starting to ramp up their excitement. We wait for the buzzer. And it's a strong start from both women. Asal, though, slipping behind now. A body length gone, and she slips. It's going to be Mutia who takes this. Oh, a little. Oh, that was a moment there, wasn't it? Tell me what happens here. Where was the hesitation for her?
She was just like slipped at the last section, at third last hold. So it was her left foot which slipped from the cap of the big hold.
Look at her face. She gives a bit of a smile. I think she knows that she got away with something. Let's see the replay of that again. There's a strong start from Mutia. And let's watch the slip at the top. Oh, it was quite a big one. She just managed to save it.
Her left hand slip.
And that's what we were talking about at the beginning. You need sometimes a little bit of luck in there for everything to go right. Right, next athlete, Nurul Ikma from Indonesia, the experienced athlete, walks onto the stage. Hyuju No from Korea on the right. And the Korean team, strength to strength, both in terms of their boulder and lead and, of course, speed. They're ones to watch. So the athletes turn, a smile there on Nurul's face. And a big breath out as well as she shakes her arms, trying to enjoy, soak up this atmosphere. And why wouldn't you? We're right in the heart of Jakarta here, in her hometown. This is a massive moment for her. Can she take the first race? Well, it's clean from both women. Hyuju at the moment behind, and a slip. Nurul's going to take this. Team Indonesia will progress again. And a big celebration from Nurul at the top. What did you think of that run? Pretty good from Nurul?
Yeah, it was perfect by Nurul because she did a great job and she was focused and she didn't have a single hesitation.
When we're looking at speed climbing, for people who don't know, because having a straight body and as direct as possible up the wall, that's important, isn't it?
Of course, that's important. That's where you keep your speed and also your body movement. It doesn't take you to the sides.
Yeah, you don't want to see those hips sort of going from side to side. It's not ideal. So keep an eye on that if you're new to the sport. And there are different beaters available as well. Natsuki Hayashi is on the right of your screen. Raja Salsabilia on the left. Salsabilia gets a huge shout out for the MC. And in Bern, we saw Team Indonesia hesitate a bit, lots of mistakes. But here they seem more relaxed.
Yeah, one main factor is the crowd here. And plus, they are also familiar with this atmosphere. And because of the weather here too.
Yeah, that's a good point. They're used to the conditions, they're used to the crowd.
Yeah.
Let's see if Raja Salsabilia can get through nice and cleanly here. She approaches the wall, but she is up against a strong contender in Natsumi. Anything can happen in speed as well. We've seen it before. Explosive start for both women. Raja is ahead at the moment, though. Look, she's being reeled in a bit. Raja Salsabilia takes the victory. Easy for her. Apologies about the wrong name there, but Raja will progress into the next round. And let's look at that again. She really ran away with it. In the middle of the wall there, she seemed to pick up so much speed.
Yeah, they are really good in the top section. The Indonesian they are really good. And plus, Rajia Salsabila in the practice, she is very persistent. She didn't make any mistakes.
Yeah, it's like a sort of consistency is key, isn't it? It's almost like I hesitate to say robot, but you just want it to be so in your body that you're not really thinking about the movements.
Yes.
Here we go as we welcome our next two climbers.
Next up, Dainu from China. She is a real contender to take an Olympic ticket here tonight. And Tamara Ujab on the right.
Representing Kazakhstan, Tamara Uzabayeva.
Uzabayeva there with the rather cool harness. I like those yellow straps on the legs. I don't think I've seen that before. That's awesome. I want one of them. All right, the athletes take their time. Tamara gets clipped in. She was pacing back and forth in the isolation zone. AirPods in, listening, and she's still dancing along to some music. Whatever's going on in her head, she's taking that onto the wall. And the crowd in silence here as we watch the next round. It's a big start for both athletes. Dainu, though, is ahead at the moment. And she's a long way ahead at the moment. Can she keep it? She does. Dainu does progress. 7.65, a good time for her as well. And talk to me about world records. Do you think they're going to see any world records beaten tonight?
For the women, I think it's difficult, but male, it might be possible.
Yeah, Ola Miroslav is the current women's world record holder with a 6.24. She's not here, obviously, because it's the Asian qualifier, but Vedrit Leonardo is. So, I don't know. I would love to see a world record at his home.
And Kerem El Katibin also here.
That's a good point. Yeah, we've got so many potential athletes who could break it. And the crowd is going to go insane if that happens. Right, Jimin Jong versus teammates. Nawu Jai on the right.
Our first climber in lane A is Jong Jimin.
The athletes just adjusting the pads, making sure everything's perfect. Trying to keep those nerves at bay. And they have different techniques for that. Some athletes literally sing songs in their heads. Others just focus on a point in the distance, try not to make eye contact. And it's fascinating for me anyway when I watch and see this.
Ready.
Right, so they're both off. No full start so far. Jimin Jong is ahead, and she's running away with this, approaching the top. It's an easy victory for Jimin Jong.
To push her into the next round.
Very good time.
Because of 7.091 seconds.
Yeah, that is a good time from her. So a 7.091. The margins are so small, aren't they? I mean, just to get into this final, you have to be running so quickly. And let's see it again. Look at that, powering upwards. The speed difference is quite incredible in that shot there. A bit of a difference in terms of levels between those athletes, I think. All right, well, if you're just joining us, we're coming to the end of the women's competition. Last race to go here. Chakwin Zhang on the left from China. Tan Glenna on the right from Singapore. Chang Chuan is there in that green harness. All right, well, both athletes are ready and prepared to get going here. Chinese athlete on the left against Singaporean athlete on the right. Final race for the women. Let's see what happens. And it's a strong start from both, and it's neck and neck, but a little bit of a hesitation from Tan there, and it is going to be Shaquin Zhang if she can hold it together. She does. I thought she was going to miss the top pad then for a second. Shaquin moves forward. And that is every single athlete on the left lane has won that race. Quite unusual to see that.
But always the faster one on the left side. But they didn't do a single mistake, the left one.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
No
We saw just
mistakes.
one. We just saw one, but the right one was also slipped in the mid.
Yeah, that's true. Well, so far, going to plan. Look at that face. It's full focus, and that's what we were talking about. Sometimes they just stay within themselves. Right, we'll move on to the men's side of things. We get confirmation of the results there. And we progress into the next round. It's knockout all the way until the end when we have the small finals and big finals. We'll keep you updated on that. But only the winner, remember, only the gold medalist will take an Olympic ticket. As we just look at the times as well, as we go down, a full recorded for Asal. Fairly good times throughout. A couple of slows in the 10s. And now we just wait for the men. And it's going to be a big first race here because Vedrik Leonardo, we talked about him, the current world record holder, he's about to enter the stage.
Yes, it's really good for him to give his best here and do as fast as he can.
Yeah, exactly. But the tricky thing is, isn't it, is if, you know, pressure. Let's talk about pressure, because for these athletes in front of their home crowd with all the expectation, that's a lot to carry on your shoulders.
Yeah, he will be facing a lot of pressure. But they are like ready here because it's not the first competition here in Indonesia. It's like the third international event. So it will be like, okay for them now.
They should be used to it by now,
Yeah.
shouldn't they? Hopefully, anyway. Well, we'll see. Vedrik don't let us down, but he is up against a strong contender in Zhongren Zhong on the right. Right, they're ushered forward. Zhongjun is on the right of your screen, Vedrik on the left. Speed finals are over pretty quickly. If you're used to long broadcast for the boulder and lead, this is a very different style of event. Pure speed required, and that does make the competition go quickly. Vedrik, with a deep breath, closes his eyes. Lifts up that T-shirt to get clipped in. Make sure everything's okay. He tucks the auto belay behind his shoulder, as does Youngjun as well.
Ready.
Oh, it's a full start, our first one, which means that Vedrik will progress.
During the practice, Vedrik is almost the slowest one in his teammates for the reaction time.
So he's the slowest. Is that something he tries to work on? How does he improve that?
He's like cruising on the wall, but the start, he's like always slowest in his teammates. I didn't see him crossing his teammates.
I guess it's safe though. At least you know he's not going to full start, perhaps. But
yeah, he covered it all on the speed wall.
it's mad, isn't it? You know, our current world record holder has the least reaction time. Imagine if he gets a better reaction time. He's going to smash that record.
Of course, he will be like 4.8.
Yeah. Well, let's hope he works on that. Ramat Maliono on the left, Rishat Kabulin on the right. And this is going to be a tight race between these two.
Yes, they are both like titans.
Yeah, they are titans. That's a great way to describe it. Rishat from Kazakhstan is one to watch. She's a former Olympian. Ramat Maliono supporting an excellent mullet, I've got to say. Brilliant hairstyle there for him. Well, Rishat goes to the wall early. 2 hands up high. Right foot on the wall. Left foot on the starting pad. Eyes upwards as we wait. Well, it's clean and it is close. Look at this, but Rishat Kabulin slips. Ramat Maliono takes the victory.
And his time is really good, 5.127.
Oh, yeah, it's close to that magic 5. Wow, well, your heart goes out to Rishat there. He is knocked out. And we'll watch a replay and see exactly where he went. Team Indonesia, no mistakes from any of them so far.
Yeah, they are training, and for the specific section, they are like drilling. So they are where they have a small error. So their coach is like drilling them at the specific place.
Wow, and it is intense, their training, isn't it? Because they live in a hotel outside of the city where they train. They're not, I've been told that they're not allowed phones, and it's very strict. There's curfews.
Yeah, they took their phone like, no, they have like voluntarily submitted like around 8:30 in the night.
Yeah, it's fair. I don't think, they would not forcefully taken for sure. But yeah, it's very, very intense. Zhang Wang on the left. And then Kazuki Tani, apologies, on the right of your screen. Ying Shuang on the left, heavily taped on the bottom of his calves there. Hopefully just a preventative measure rather than an injury. But a clean start for both. They explode. Ying Shuang is going to take this though. Look at the power as he hits that starting pad. A good effort from the Chinese athlete.
He had a little bit hesitation on the top section, but it was okay because Tani Kazuki had a slip.
Yeah, that hesitation, he got away with it, didn't he? And I don't think he's 100% happy, but he moves forward, and that's all that counts.
Yes.
Let's see it again and see if we can see those slips. And we flick to the other athlete. But, oh, yeah, there was a bit of a moment there as well, wasn't there? Well, first round done for him. Job done for Team China. And another Chinese athlete is waiting in the wings. Peng Wu versus Shigong Li. Peng Li there on the right from Korea.
Meanwhile, we have Korean climber who played part in one of Kraus' favorite. Please give round of applause to Lee Soo.
There is the Chinese athlete. There is the Korean athlete. Cleaning your feet, making sure there's no chalk on it, no dust. You don't want to slip, and psychologically you want to make sure you're as ready as you can be here. So, here we go. We wait for the buzzers. Pray for no false starts. Let's see our next race. Let's clean from both. For the moment, neck and neck. Peng Wu powers his way upwards. It is going to be Peng Wu who takes the victory. Good work from Peng Wu.
Still focused.
Yeah, very, very focused. Yeah, you're right. Not even a moment.
No emotion showing time.
No emotion. Let's see that again as they race upwards. Oh, the legs were moving faster than my eyes could catch up with that. Peng Wu moves safely forward. That left lane, once again, it's a full left lane, 100% at the moment. Will anyone break that? Well, Kemal Katabin gets, he's deafened in my earphones then, the crowd shouting. Now, Kemal Katabin on paper should have this. Deepu from India is definitely the underdog. But we'll have to wait and see. I've seen Kemal make mistakes before.
But he will be like persistent here, and he knows that his rival is not that fast. So he will be more precise. Not that fast, but precise.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be going 100%. Because a mistake is still a mistake. If he falls, it's all over. It's not a done deal. Let's see then. So right foot up, left foot on that starting pad. Let's wait. Well, it's off clean. Kemal Katabin is exploding upwards, but Deepu is giving him a run for his money, but Kemal will take this. And another good time, 5.229.
I think it's the second fastest of this round.
Yeah, so fast times from the Indonesian athletes. Left lane once again takes it. Team Indonesia progress once more. It's going to be an Indonesian heavy last couple of rounds, which is what this crowd is going to be enjoying.
In the next round, he is up against Leonardo Vedrick. So it's always brutal to see two teammates.
Yeah, and two famous teammates as well. So, I can't wait for that.
Sorry. Apologies. It's Rahmat and
Rahmat,
Leonardo.
yes. All right, Mehdi Ali Poshina Zandifad on the right of your screen, Amir on the left from Kazakhstan. Mehdi versus Amir.
This is Mehdi Ali Poshina Zandifad.
And the same rituals are followed, of course. Amir there was taking his time. Making sure everything's to his standard. A clap of the hands to get rid of excess chalk. Mehdi puts down his chalk bag. He's ready. Another clap from him. Big man as he stands and approaches the wall. It's a good start from both athletes, and it's very, very, very close. But Mehdi is... Oh, it was close, and there's a slip right at the top.
Mehdi had a hesitation at the mid, but at the end, Amir just a small slip and he took it.
Oh, that was... It looked like it was going to be Amir's. He was slightly ahead. He was only on the last section. We'll see a replay in a minute. And you could see the second he slipped, he put his head down. He knew what had happened. And look at the disappointment on his face. He should have taken that, and he knows it. Well, the handshakes are there. The sportsmanship, of course. For the first time, the left lane loses. And let's see the slip. Oh, it was right there. He might have had that in the air. It was going to be close, whatever. He just went a little bit too early, anticipated the foot. All right. Yun Yasukawa on the left-hand side, and then Reza Ali Poshina Zandifar on the right. And Reza is in a relaxed mood. I saw him walking around in the hotel. He seemed chilled, he seemed calm. And he is a contender from the old school of speed climbing.
Yes, one of the oldest one.
Yeah, I remember watching him for years and years on the circuit. An intimidating guy as well.
Of course, it's very warm for him here.
Yeah, that's true. So the conditions for him will be more difficult. Yun on the left, maybe more used to it. We know how humid Japan can get. Reza takes his time, slowly brings that left foot down. It's a good start for both. It's absolutely neck and neck now. Maybe Reza pulling ahead. It's going to be one in the air. Reza does take it in the air. And look how close the times were. Ridiculous. 0.1 the difference. Reza raises his arms in the air. Awesome from Reza.
0.099 even.
Even less. Yun is heartbroken there. So disappointed. That was about as close a race as I've seen. Reza, with a strut, walks off the stage. And Yun, look at that head in his hands. He knows how close it was. I mean, there's nothing you can do when it's that close, isn't it?
Reza, they got only 2 months ago from Asian Games the timers. They didn't have the timer in Iran. They couldn't practice on the timer. That's why he was like false starting and reaction time was very slow.
I did not know that.
Yes.
So we're expecting less full starts from Reza, hopefully.
Yes.
Yeah, the athletes, everyone has to deal with different conditions depending on federations and countries, but coming together now for this moment of sport, which is great to see. Final race now for the men. Ryu Omasa versus Jingguo Long on the right. Ryu, make sure his shoes are clean. Left foot, right foot, as always. Good start from both. Jingguo, though, is pulling ahead. He's about half a body length. Can Ryu do anything about it? At the top, he can! Where did that come from?
I saw Ryu Omasa in the Wujiang World Cup, and he's very persistent about the upper section.
Yeah, he was behind until he got to that top.
He got it in the top section.
Yeah, he won it all in the last moment. Wow, that was an exciting end to the men's first round. Can't wait to see the replay on that one. What a comeback from Omasa. Let's see this. He was behind here. It's hard to tell from that angle, but he was a little behind and then found something at the top and in the air to win it. Unreal from him. He comes down. A close one. He had to fight for that.
A little hesitation from the competitor, and the second one, the next one is better.
And that says wild card because we had a full start. That's what that means on the screen there. But look at those fast times. A 5.12, a 5.22, 5.31, 5.52. It's unreal, the speed. So here, apologies for not knowing this, but what is your personal best on that speed wall?
And that's not the official wall, but it's like 6.8.
Okay, so far, that's a good time.
Yes.
Hopefully you can do that on an official wall as well. And when you say not official, what do you mean by that? Is that in practice or not on a regulation world record wall?
Yeah, it has some variation from the official wall, like in angle and the holes and the sheets.
Okay. Yeah, these walls are measured by the officials, and the walls that do qualify, that's where we can get our world records. Our camera pans over the head of the audience, and a breeze rustles through the arena as the leaves blow, which is going to help cool everyone down. And all eyes locked on that speed wall. It's so interesting. We've had lots of different places to focus on throughout the last couple of days. Boulder, lead, and now we forget about those and just turn our attention to speed. Although the final routes are still up on the lead in Boulder, which is kind of cool. Nice for people to see what they went through.
Yes, the boulder for the men is also on the wall.
Yeah, it is, and you can see how hard, when we catch a glimpse of it, those boulders were. It was a tough finals for both the men and the women. Go back and watch that if you haven't already. We won't give away spoilers, don't worry. Right, Lee Juan-Deng is up next. This is Karen on the right. Karen Hayashi. Lee Juan-Deng is maybe the favorite here. A good athlete. A little bit of chalk on the end of the shoes. And she's ready to go. Good start from both women. Lee Juan-Deng is ahead though. Big fall from Natsumi. Natsumi is going to be knocked out. Sorry, Karin, is going to be knocked out. So Karin goes. And let's watch that again in the replay. Yeah, that was the big fall from Karin. She is knocked out, but Lee Juan-Deng will progress towards that small final, or hopefully for her, the big final, where we'll see those Olympic tickets. All right, two Indonesian athletes against each other, almost dancing there in the stage. They swing their arms back and forth. Mutia versus Nurul. Teammate versus teammate.
It's always brutal to lose one.
Yeah, it is, and I always wonder whether it helps or hinders an athlete. You know, I would definitely mess with my teammate a little bit. I'd annoy them on purpose, you know, to put them off. But maybe that's just me.
But during the practice, they have psychological effects. If the practice, the one is good, so it's like more situation that she will win.
Yeah, and psychological games are played in speed. We see it happen, and it's part of the sport that I really like to see. Okay, let's find out who can take this. Look at those steely eyes there. Very, very relaxed, especially from Mutia, who is was dancing her way onto the stage all the way. And Nurul as well, with a big smile on her face. Looking relaxed, trying to keep loose on the wall. You don't want to tense up. Well, it's a clean start from both. Mutia slightly ahead at the moment. Nurul might come back at her, but she's behind. There's a hesitation down low. It's going to be tight. Mutia takes it. Nurul just made too many mistakes there.
And her time is really good, 7.027.
Yeah, good time from her. She moves forward, knocking out her teammate. That is how it goes, unfortunately.
She was quite slow. Nurul Akama was quite slow in the start.
Yeah, she made, I saw quite a few mistakes throughout her run. She tried to recover in the middle, but couldn't. And the two of them will go back, and Mutia just pumping her fist there in joy. Good race from her. Let's see if we can spot those tiny hesitations. There are a few of us, one there especially. But it was over by that stage. Mutia moves forward. And we move forward to our next race. Rajya Salsibilia versus Dainu will be up next. Just joining us, welcome. My name is Matt Groom. I'm joined by Zahir from Team Pakistan here in the commentary box. And look at all the signatures there on Dainu's chalk bag. That's really cool. I wonder which signatures she's got.
This will be very close one.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough race for sure between these two potential favourites for the overall win here. So one of them is going to be incredibly disappointed. Heavily taped as well. These Chinese athletes always seem to be. They don't scrimp on the tape. So the auto belays are on. We're almost ready to go. 2 races to go for the women before we turn back to the men. And again, the tension in the stadium is ranked up a notch here as everyone drops into silence. It's good from both of them. It's going to be a straight fight. Big slick from Dainu there and a little one from Rajya Salsibilia, but Rajya is going to win that race. Dainu knocked out.
Rajya is always persistent during the practice as well.
Yeah, she's one of those athletes who just keeps coming and coming and coming. You can't discount her out. And that is something about speed, because the slip's going to happen at any time. So even though there's a slight hesitation, you should keep on going, because your competitor might have a huge moment at the top of the wall and fall. You never know.
Yeah, never know. It happens all the time. We saw in the previous runs too.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to keep in it. Keep pushing all the way to the end. It's like in soccer. You play to the referee's whistle, not your opponent. So, final race. Jimin Jong versus Shakun Zhang. Jimin on the left, Shakun on the right. Sorry, all the way around. Shakun on the right, Jimin on the left. Nervous look from the Korean athlete there. It's clean from both, and it's absolutely neck and neck at the moment. My eyes flick back and forth while I try to figure it out. It might be one in the air. It's gonna be Jimin Jong. Jimin Jong will take it on our final race. Wow, Team China.
As we progress to the finals, near the finals, we can see sub-7 now.
Yeah, the athletes starting to speed up, aren't they? And they're having to as the standard gets better and better.
Yeah, because their competitors are also better.
Oh, that was the race. It was tight. And now we move back to the men's side of this competition. There's the lead ball we were talking about on the left, and the podium awaiting underneath it as we get confirmation of the results and of the times. And do remember, it's pure knockout format. If you did watch the qualifying session, which is free to watch on YouTube, that's against the clock. So 2 times the best one taken to move forward, whereas this is a straight race. And it does change things for sure. It becomes all about how you deal with your opponent more than anything else as well. Gonna forget about the clock, but it does give us a good indication of where they're at. And there is the crowd. It's one of the biggest, oh, it is the biggest I think we've seen over the last couple of days. Indonesia is speed climbing crazy.
Of course, it's like they are stars here, the speed climbing. They are like above all in the sports. The speed climbing are really famous here in Indonesia. People love it.
Yeah, they do love it. And you're right about the staffing. I've seen lines of people trying to get autographs. And you can see the faces of our audience there. Really excited to be there. And it is an exciting moment here in the heat of Indonesia. Yeah, Jakarta hosting a wonderful Asian qualifier. And this is a big race. Vedrik Leonardo, Ramadan Mulyono. Big shout from Vedrik there. Rahamat on the right, Vedrik on the left. So two teammates against each other, and this crowd wouldn't want to see either one of them knocked out, but we're going to have to lose one of these athletes in the next, literally in the next couple of seconds. Well, it's a fast start from both. Ramat, oh, Vedrik slips. Ramat's going to take this, a huge slip, yes.
And again.
A very quick time as well.
4.99, sub 5.
Wow, sub 5. We've just seen a sub 5 go down.
As well as his reaction time is also like 1 to 9.
So slow as well, or better?
No, it's very better.
So a better reaction time means and a more explosive start. And what a time as we see sub 5 here in Jakarta. But Vedrik is going to have to try to claim that ticket at another event. Indonesian crowd super, super excited. Vedrik coming down with disappointment. Mulyono, what a time he had. Super, super quick from him. All right, next two. We got another two teammates against each other. Cheng Wang versus Peng Wu. Yeah, when two teammates knock each other out, I mean, if I was a coach in this situation, I wouldn't know where to even look. You know, at this moment, you want to keep your face blank, not show any favorites.
Yeah, most of the coaches I saw there, they're like, even when the athletes are on the stage, they don't show any emotions.
Yeah, it's so, so tough for them. All right, well, the athletes turn to face the wall. Here we go for our next round. Wu on the right and Cheng Wang on the left. And it is a good start, and it's close, this one, very close. They start to accelerate through the top of the wall. It could be anyone's. There was a hesitation, and Peng Wu will take it. Yeah, a bit of a mistake from Wang on the left there. Oh, they'll leave the stage together and smiles all round. It is what it is in speed climbing. I think he's saying he might have hit his knee at some point, maybe a slip. Let's keep an eye out for that. Oh, there was a little bit of a knee bang perhaps. Or at the top, yeah. It's their legs, the way, how fast they're pumping those legs, which is amazing to me. So much about the legs as it is the arms as well.
All right, please welcome back our next two quarterfinalists in lane A.
Next race, Kamu Katawin. This is Mehdi Ali Pashina Zandibar. And you'd think that Kamu Katawin should win this, on paper.
On paper, yes. And he's also the favorite. Plus hometown.
Yeah, he's got a lot going for him, but look at that hand pumping in the middle of your screen there from either a supporter or a coach. Not sure. Well, let's see. Katawin focused, drops that chalk bag, trying to stay relaxed. You can see his shoulders down, bit of a sway in his movements. Wants to flow there. Wow, super fast. Katabin had a slip, but then so did Mehdi, and Katabin will move forward. Well, that could have been really close at the top.
Yeah, Mehdi has a very big slip.
Yeah, Mehdi had a big slip, but he was fighting all the way through that. But we do lose him, and the favourite will progress unscathed into the next round. Good work from Mehdi, but it wasn't to be today. It was an uphill task against the favourite. Let's see it again. He did really well down low, but then that was the moment.
Yes, he couldn't bring his foot. I think his right hand couldn't hold the hold.
So a mistake means the end of his competition. Last race here in the men's side of things. Reza is the cousin of Mehdi, and his brother was knocked out of the qualifying.
Yes, Milad.
Yeah, it's a family affair out there. Rio Omasa, though, is a strong competitor, and he could take this.
Yeah, he's more familiar with this atmosphere. But Reza is the experienced one.
Yeah, he is an experienced one. He's just been around for so long. I remember one of my first ever World Cups I did with Charlie, Reza warming up and just screaming. I remember being so intimidated by him walking through isolation. Got to know him a little bit better now, and he's not as scary as he seems in real life. All right, Reza takes his time to turn. Now he does. Rio Massa takes his position on the right of the wall. Big start for both athletes. Rio slightly ahead at this stage. It's going to be hard to call. Rio Massa moves on. But close times.
It's like 0.085.
Yeah, super, super close.
Look at Reza's reaction time. Still slowest.
I think you should compile a spreadsheet of reaction times and tell the athletes. You can go around, point out how to work at them. Well, it was a close race. Reza was really in on it, and he knew that light turned red. The worst thing to see as a speed
No
climber.
hesitation from both of the climbers in this run.
No, it was a clean fight, wasn't it? Just
Yes.
pure ability in that race. Okay. Well, we move on as we check the scores again. Back to the women in a sec, but first of all, the athletes will be introduced to us. We'll get to see them one more time. So Zahir, tell me, in terms of the Pakistan climbing team, what's your hopes for the future in terms of progressing as a team?
Well, it's better and better day by day, but not still really good now. But I hope in the near future, because there are climbing walls are building and the federation is trying their best. So I hope it will be good in near future. But the team, it's like taking long years to train. Like I saw a Chinese team, Indonesian team, they're like planning for a decade or more than a decade. So it will take long time.
Yeah, it takes a while to build a system, doesn't it? And a program in place.
Yes.
And one day, the athletes like yourself, you'll be teaching the young ones coming up through.
Maybe. It will be an honor to have team.
I'm sure they'll appreciate your experience. Well, the athletes are going to be introduced to the crowd for the semi-finals. And this is the first time where we don't see a knockout. So these athletes will get a chance to race again, although it won't be a particularly happy race because only the final will take that Olympic ticket. So no one wants to be in the small final. Although there is a medal on offer, of course, it's not really why these athletes have come here. They've come here to claim an Olympic ticket for the Paris 2024 Games. Tia still dancing. She's been dancing all night. Staying relaxed, bouncing back and forth.
She wants to stay warm.
Stay warm. Yeah, it's interesting you say that because for the boulder and lead rounds, the athletes were taking off as many clothes as possible, and yet these athletes put on jumpers when they come off. They want their muscles to be loose. Remember Eric Neuer from Spain always wears gloves when he comes out onto the stage as well.
Oh, I didn't see him, but
Yeah, check it out next time.
Next one.
I'm sure Eric is listening somewhere in the world. And do you remember this is the Asian qualifier? After this, we'll move on to Oceania for that. Big reaction to Colonel there.
And last but not least,
Finally, Rio Omasa.
From Japan, this is Rio Omasa.
Once again, Jakarta, please make some noise.
Well, they are our semi-finalists. One of those is going to get an Olympic ticket. The field gets narrowed down once more.
Well, best of luck, guys and girls. We hope that you gonna score.
Athletes waiting to be called off now, and they leave the stage, ushered out by one of our judges there. And from now on, all their focus will be on the next couple of minutes of competition. The biggest races of their lives coming up here. One of these will make it out of each group into the final or small final. They have to go away, compose themselves, because the next time they come out after this race, it could be for gold. See some Indonesian flags there in the audience. And a beautiful looking lead wall on the left. It's steep, 45 degrees in the middle, 25 at the top, and a long head wall. It's provided some great entertainment over the last couple of days. All of the boulder and lead athletes flew home or travelled home, but some have stayed to watch, which is good. And I can see movement behind the curtain. I can see a silhouette there somewhere. There'll be volunteers waiting, holding the athletes until everyone is ready to go. And there's a set of stairs there which leads up to the waiting area. And I was watching earlier on athletes running up and down them, trying to get those calves warm. Are you stair runners here? What's your favourite way of warming up for speed?
well, mostly I do some drills in the isolation, just stretching before that, and then a little bit of running and some coordination exercises. And then the warm-up, of course, a small wall, just to try 2-3 holes.
And there is a good warm-up wall back there, because the warm-up wall, although it's smaller than the main speed wall, it's split into different sections.
Yes, it has like 4 sections, the first, the second, the third, and the fourth. The main wall is in like the 4th section.
So you can literally practice different parts of the speed run in your warm-up, which must be a help for the athletes.
Yes, the men athlete, they have like looking for the one which have good for them, the one which they are like making progress. So they are only focused on it. But mostly they do all the section, warm up each and every muscle, which is like for the one section specific. So they do all.
Yeah, it's a unique system. I don't think I've seen it in many World Cups, or any World Cups to my mind. Sometimes they have the starting holds, but I don't often see that.
Yeah, of course I didn't see it either, because most of the competition they just like put the speed hold, but not in the coordination like this.
Yeah, it's pretty special, and Indonesia does take the speed climbing very seriously, as you'd expect. And we are just having a little bit of a pause in proceedings here while we wait for our next round. And we're watching some of the highlights from earlier on, the slips, the falls, the heartbreaks. Look how fast Leonardo is. He suddenly might be one of the favourites to win this thing. 2 Chinese teammates knocking each other out, or one of them out. That's close as well.
He couldn't believe it either.
He couldn't. He pointed over to his teammate. That was Rezo's big slip down low, knocking him out of the competition. With the eyes down towards the crowd. So it was Mehdi who was knocked out. That was Reza there. Who also will leave us. Okay, we're almost underway. I can see the athletes. We are ready to go. One of these will move forward into the small final and big final. Indonesia versus China.
All right, let's move on to the women's semifinal round in lane A. This is China's Deng Li Tuan.
Li Jiandeng from China. That tiger pattern tape on her left shoulder. Mutia on the right from Indonesia, who still is dancing. I want to know the song now. Shouts from the kids in the audience. There's so many children watching this, actually. It's really cool to see. I had a couple join me here in the commentary box, actually looking over our shoulders, who was fascinated by what was going on, which is good to see. Okay, here we go. Who will take the first of our final places? Will it be Li Jiandeng? Or will it be Mutia? It's a clean start for both. We're going to have a race here. A bit of a hesitation from Mutia and a slip from Mutia. Li Jiandeng will move on. Oh, Indonesia, heartbreak. But Li Jiandeng now is one race away from an Olympic ticket. And Mutia, well, at least she's smiling. But that's a tough break for her.
Dan juga terima kasih Amanda dan Mutia.
Look at that focus from the Chinese athlete. Says thank you to the Bila. She'll leave the stage. Waits to congratulate Mutia. Now, Mutia will have a chance to fight for a medal, but it won't be the colour she would have dreamed of. That view from the top you can see, and look at that slip from the head in the hands immediately. And immediately she tapped out. She pressed her head against the auto Bila, closed her eyes. Wow, Indonesia has another chance there. Rajya Salsabili on the left. Jimin Jong on the right. Final chance to get an Indonesian athlete into the finals to fight for a gold. All hopes for the women rest on Rajya. Jimin Jong is going to be doing everything she can to knock her out of this competition. There are the Indonesian flag, one of the Indonesian flags, it waves. Here we go, you can sense the tension here. Everyone quiet, watching up, all the volunteers looking up. There's hundreds of camera phones pointing at the wall. It's a clean start, Rajya is below and she slips. She's in trouble, Jimin Jong might take this, she does take this. Oh, for the second time, we see an Indonesian athlete fall at the final hurdle. Wow, what a race.
It was really amazing race.
Jimin Jong moves forward. Wow, I would not have betted on that one necessarily, but fantastic performance. Well, of course she'll go again. Let's see where it happened. That was an early slip. She completely missed the right foothold. Tried to come back. I mean, she got close considering how big the slip was. Wow, I don't think she can quite believe that. That's a brilliant smile.
Because she was against the best run.
Yeah.
Yeah, she couldn't believe it.
That smile on her face said it all, sort of like, wow, okay. And now she goes backstage and she's got a chance for gold. She might get an Olympic ticket. Well, this was the surprises that we promised. Speed always delivers. And we get that confirmation once more. Small final and final left. And after that, that's it. We're done for the Asian qualifier. For now, over to the men. What can they do? Maliono versus Peng Wu in a minute. There are some of our important VIPs down at the front of the seating area. Coaches and athletes right there at the front. And you can only imagine what's going through their heads as they have to wait and watch, and think about what could have been. Okay, Maliono Ramadan versus Peng Wu. One of these will move forward into the final. It really could be anyone's. Look at that eye pop from Peng Wu there. He had his eyes shut. Last minute opened them up. The rush it on. Here we go. Well, Leono has the fastest time. He should be the winner of this competition. But now, well, the pressure again. I keep mentioning pressure, but it's just plays such a part in speed competitions. Who can keep it together in this moment? All of that training, and I know, only having watched speed climbers, how much work they do, and how much a couple of seconds can change their entire world. Here we go. That's a good start from both. It's neck and neck. Maliono starting to speed up, though. I think he's going to take it, and he is. Oh,
The crowd is crazy.
yeah, the crowd were deafening as he topped out. Well, we have an Indonesian athlete in the finals, which means the decibels are going to get even louder in the stadium. He's done what he needed to do, and now it's just going to be down to that last race that he take the ticket. Let's watch again. It was close. Pengwu came back at him. Maliono never really hesitated.
He was very fast all the way.
He was powering his way up. And the camera crews are starting to gather, waiting for our winners. They're all passing our commentary box. There will be so much media attention on these athletes. Okay, next race, Kemal Katabin on the left. Rio Omasa on the right. Kemal Katabin getting all of the support, of course, but do not count out Rio Omasa. He's had a great final so far. Kemal drops the chalk bag. Omasa kicks that towel backwards. We look down on them as we wait for the lights to go. And what a start from both. Kemal Katabin maybe slightly ahead. Omasa though is coming back. It's going to be Kemal, and it's going to be a double Indonesian final. And the crowd, as expected, are beside themselves out there. What an atmosphere. Sad for Rio Omasa. He will not get that chance. But for Batman, he does, and he's still focused.
And the Olympic ticket is confirmed for the Indonesian.
Sorry, explain that. How do you mean?
Because in the big final, they both are the Indonesian.
Oh, I see what you mean,
Caramel
yes.
and Adi Rana.
Yeah, so for sure we're going to see an Indonesian speed climber in the Olympics, which is exciting. Wow, what an effort from the men's side. The women unfortunate to slip, but the men get through for Indonesia. Look at that smile from Kemal. He knows he now gets a chance. And Omasa unlucky again. I feel so sorry for whoever loses these races. I don't want anyone to lose, really. Well, that's just the results. No slips, no falls, and close times throughout, all in the fives. 5.10 was Maliono's time. And look at those times, 5.12, 4.99, and 5.10. He is consistently getting very quick times.
Maybe are we seeing to the next world record holder here?
We could do, we might see it. Wow. We wait the athletes, small final and then big final. And they're all the kids I was talking about, or some of them anyway. Yeah, and Team Indonesia, they do work as a team, supporting each other. They go through a lot together. It builds a bond between people for sure. Well, that flag is going to be waving for a long time, whoever takes the men's final. So we're almost ready. MC is getting the crowd ready. Let's watch a replay of how we got to this stage. And while we wait, I just want to shout out the various places you can watch IFSC content. Instagram, of course. Lena Drapella taking great photos at this event. You can look on her personal and the IFSC Instagram for videos, interviews, photos, and more. YouTube, we have extra content coming out all the time, so subscribe to that. And there are a couple of broadcasts along the way that we can show on that channel, so you can go back and watch some history of climbing if you want. And why not? And of course, there's plenty of IFSC action to go. 2 more continental qualifiers to come before we do say goodbye to a very long and action-packed 2023. The calendar for next year is out. You can go and have a look at those. Book your tickets now, why not? Certainly, if you've been watching all year, you'll know how exciting this year has been as we've built towards these qualifying events. It's really interesting to see which athletes peak when. As the flags wave wildly in the air once more, we wait. DJ drops a tune. The crowd wave at our camera. I want to get underway here. I want to find out who's going to get our ticket. And our camera team pick out people in the audience. And they are projected onto the big screen. Slight pause in proceedings here as we just take a moment so you can all at home have a breath as well. Look at that kid there jumping up and down in her chair. Well, the athletes are out. Small final first of all. 2 Indonesian athletes against each other. Mutia versus Rajia. I would have wanted to be in the final, of course. The bronze medal. Some consolation. If whoever comes fourth, it's another brutal part of speed climbing is this race. Mutia dances along. Rajia Salsabilia looking calm and collected.
The bronze medalist, please welcome our representative from Indonesia, Amanda Mutia.
And gold medalist climber taking part in lifting. Please give round of applause to Rajia Salsabilia.
Wow, they're announced to the audience. Everyone like moves forward towards the railings that separate the climbing area from a very enthusiastic crowd here. Mutia on the left, Rajia on the right. Huge moment for both of these. Who will take the bronze? Who will take that consolation away? At least you'll have a medal to your collection.
Ready.
Good start from both women down low. It's all going to be about the top. Rajia had a bit of a hesitation. Mutia kind of coming up, but no, Rajia is going to take 3rd place and the bronze. And yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Neither one really celebrating.
Yeah, because they know that they lost their ticket.
Yeah, they know it's a strange race to watch, but I think on reflection they'll look back, take experiences from this. And of course, Team Indonesia will not stop pushing their athletes. Let's watch again. It was close. Good start from both down low. Flying through the middle. Rajia eventually winning that one in the air as well.
And now we will be competing the bronze medal round for the men's final, which will feature our next 2 climbers here to perform their last climb.
Men's small final.
Ladies and gentlemen, in lane A, China's Wu Peng.
Peng Wu on the left, Rio Omasa on the right.
Rio Omasa.
After this race, it's all going to be about gold. Omasa's done well to get this far. Speed, Japanese speed team getting better and better. Big cut on Peng Wu's right knee there. I think he banged it earlier on. So here we go. For bronze.
Ready.
No full start. So Omasa was explosive there and he's still in it. It might be Omasa. It's going to be Omasa. Peng Wu slips. Rio Omasa will take 3rd place. Peng Wu will have to settle for 4th and fight again next year in the OQS series. And that's got to feel terrible, hasn't it, getting 4th?
Yes. He will be very disappointed with himself.
but he's done so well to get that far. And he'll say goodbye. Let's see it again. It was a big slip. There it was. He recovered well, but fell again at the top a little moment. And Amasa takes the bronze. Well, it all builds to this moment. All day, the athletes have been warming up, practicing, qualifying, and these two have made it to the very end. Lee Jong-deng, Ji Min-jong, one of these will be a future Olympian. The MC asked the crowd to give a loud applause. I think they will. Ji Min-jong looking nervous there as she breathes. She knows what's at stake. She was a wild card. She was an outsider, but she might take this. But Lee Jong-deng is a powerhouse of a climber. Hold your breath, everyone. Couple of seconds, separate. Right, it's a good start from both. Ji Min-jong is ahead. It was a slow start, in fact, from both women. And now they start to build. Ji Min-jong slips. Lee Jong-deng will take victory, but Ji Min-jong nearly had that.
There was a small hesitation from Lee-jong, but she slipped in the top.
So close for her. But the Korean is going to have to settle for second. But that is our next future Olympian. Lee Jong-deng will not only take the gold medal, she'll take the Olympic ticket. And wow, and it takes a while, we've seen it in the boulder and lead, for that just to sink in, because, I mean, so much hard work goes into that.
Years after years of training.
Years of blood, sweat and tears for this. Yeah, Ji Min-jong was ahead, but that slip did her. Lee Jong-deng took victory, and there we see a smile. She's been in her zone the whole time, but head in her hands and a few tears, I think, up high before she composed herself on the ground. Gold medal for her. What a performance from that lady there. Great effort. Okay, final race of the evening then. It's two Indonesian athletes. I really hope there's no full starts. I want these two to race right until the end.
And maybe we will see a world record.
We could see a world record. Let's find out. Well, Kemal Katabin, Maliono Ramanat, both athletes walk out. Maliono has been consistently quick here. If you take it on that, it's his. But both athletes are close in terms of time, ability. They know each other well. They train together. The whole Indonesian climbing team is behind them. So much work has gone into the next couple of seconds. Deep breaths. I can hardly watch. They turn. Who will be walking away with this ticket? Well, it's a good start from Sof. Maliono, though, is more explosive, and he is ahead. Katabin slips. Maliono is going to take the win. He is our next Olympian. Katabin will have to go again next year. And honestly, I think on the night, the fastest man won it here in Jakarta.
Yes.
He was consistently quick. And now the emotion flows from him. Incredible. What moments. They congratulate each other, of course. But yeah, the mask of composure went completely there from Maliono. He couldn't believe that. He is a future Olympian. Right, we have to say goodbye to you, Zahir. Thank you so much for joining me in the commentary box. I will see you at many more World Cups.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. I will see you soon, my friend. Goodbye. Well, we'll get set for the interviews now. I'm going to go and find the winners, and I'll see you guys in a couple of moments.
Ya, jangan kemana-mana dulu. Kita masih ada presentasi untuk pemenang medali untuk kategori putra dan putri juga. Sambil persiapan kita juga ada hadiah persembahan dari MPTI dan salah satu sponsor kami, Icon Adventure, untuk bagi-bagi untuk kalian semua. Dan yang pasti sudah ada perwakilan dari Indonesia juga yang mengangkat tiket kembali sama dia. Jangan balik duluan, agar kita bisa kasih apresiasinya saat mereka menerima medali masing-masing.
Lee Deng, congratulations on your victory. It was incredible to watch it. I know there's a lot that must be going on in your mind right now, but can you tell us, how are you feeling in this moment?
OK，他说，那个祝贺你取得这个成绩，现在表现是非常的棒。然后这个过程当中，你肯定有很多想讲的，你现在最想跟大家分享的是什么？大概讲一讲。
先谢谢大家的支持，然后我想讲的就是很感谢，我们国家给我这次机会出来比赛，然后很激动，这次比赛也很紧张。
So first, I'm so exciting now, and but you know, this is the final match and for the Olympic court, so it's a little bit nervous for me. But finally, I win the game, so I'm so exciting. So I want to thanks to my great country to support me to come here to join this game.
It was an amazing last race. Can you tell me a little bit about it? Did you know you were in the lead when you were in? Did you see the slip from your opponent?
他说，在最后大决赛的这个过程当中是比较惊险刺激的。然后你是否注意到了一些变化，或者你有没有注意到你的对手滑掉了？还有这个过程当中，能不能讲一讲你当时的细节，就是这种感受在过程中？
当时其实有点紧张，因为间隔的时间有点长，然后我没有太去注意到对手怎么爬，我就专注在我自己的攀爬赛道上，然后爬着爬着滑了一跤，心里有点紧张，然后但是最终拍板是绿灯，有点意外。
Yes, actually, it's a little bit nervous in the big final. So, but I'm not very concerned on the other climbers. I just focus on my performance. So very focused on my doing. What should I do? And finally, I did it. Yes, and after the win the game.
Well, congratulations once more and best of luck in Paris. You are a future Olympian. Well done.
最后祝贺你拿到这个宝贵的席位，你可以去参加奥运会，非常的祝贺你。
谢谢。
So thanks a lot.
Maliono, I can see how emotional you are. It was wonderful to watch you win out there. Tell us, I mean, we are surrounded by your fans right now here in the box. How are you feeling?
Adi, tadi dia bisa lihat kamu semangat banget, emosional banget. Kamu sendiri sekarang ngerasanya gimana di tengah-tengah fans, penggemar, yang dirasain apa?
Ya, saya sangat senang karena ini juga bagian dari tim kita bisa sampai sini, dan saya minta doanya besok di Paris semoga bisa lebih baik lagi dari ini.
I'm very happy. I'm also happy and proud for the team that we have a representative in the Olympics, and please pray for us so that we can excel at the Olympics.
I've never heard a crowd so loud during that final. What was it like to have that support behind you?
Dia nggak pernah dengar nih, ada penonton seramai itu dan seberisik itu. Kalau dari kamu sendiri, rasanya gimana di atas itu disorakin segitu banyak orang?
Rasanya sih seneng, tapi tetap fokus pada tujuan saya.
Very happy, but also very focused at what my goals are.
Well, congratulations. Good luck with your training next year. We will see you in Paris in 2024. Enjoy that gold medal and enjoy the Olympic ticket. Thank you, man.
Okay, thank you.
Coach Hendra Basir, benar? Iya.
Dapat oke dari sini, udah di ACC nih, dari timnas Indonesia.
Iya, lucu banget. Ya Allah, makasih ya Arena Panjat.
Cocok ya sama yang pemenangnya juga.
Maksudnya? Lucu bener, match. Oke, kita main cepat ini Maya. Dari mana asal desa Kumadiri kamu Sumadewi? Ya maaf, mata aku masih dari. Dari. Oh emang anaknya cinta Iger ya? Wih. Dari atas sampai bawah Iger ya? yang akan dimulai sesaat lagi.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready for our medal presentation.
Bapak Ibu hadirin sekalian, upacara penghormatan dan menang untuk IFSC Climbing Asian Qualifier Jakarta 2023 kategori speed putri akan dimulai sesaat lagi.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your medalists for the women's speed climb here in the Asian Qualifier Jakarta 2023.
Sambutlah peraih medali pemenang kategori speed putri IFSC Climbing Asian Qualifier Jakarta 2023.
And to present our medal is the IFSC Vice President, Mr. Kobinata Toru.
Dan medali akan dipersembahkan oleh Wakil Ketua IFSC, Bapak Kobi
Smiles
Nata
still,
Toru.
despite that.
To present the trophy to our winners,
Only the winner taking the ticket, but everyone else coming so close. And that is the IFSC Vice President, Kobe, waiting there, and an Indonesian representatives from the Indonesian Federation as well.
Dan untuk buket bunga akan dipersembahkan oleh Ketua Umum Federasi Panjat Tebing Indonesia, Ibu Yeni Zanuba Wahid.
Dignitaries are announced to the crowd. They'll be handing out the medals. But first of all, we start with our bronze medalist. Rajia Salsabilia will get another one for her collection. There is the IFSC Vice President. Hangs the medal around her neck. Nice to see a smile on her face. She will be disappointed, of course, but a medal is a medal, especially against competition like this. Silver medalist up next. Jimmy Jong. Says thank you to the crowd as she collects her trophies. Seems so close. On another night, it might have been hers. Hard to keep those emotions in check, I'm sure. Lovely set of flowers as well. Well, finally, the gold medalist is awarded. I just talked to her. Lee Jung-deng is our next future Olympian.
Dan berhak melaju ke Olimpiade Paris 2024 mewakili Republik Rakyat Cina, Dr. Lee Juan.
There she is, your gold medalist, taking the biggest prize of the night here in Jakarta. And now we'll wait and listen to the national anthem of China.
Are able to please rise for the playing of the national anthem of China.
Bapak Ibu hadirin sekalian, kami mohon berdiri untuk kumandang lagu kebangsaan Republik Rakyat Cina.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may be seated.
Terima kasih Bapak Ibu hadirin sekalian, kami persilakan untuk duduk kembali.
Well, the athletes will gather, as we know, at the top for a photo opportunity before we turn our attention over to the men's side of things.
Group photo.
Ini adalah momen berfoto bersama untuk seluruh pemenang, peraih medali emas, perak dan juga perunggu.
They gather together, of course, competitors, but everyone knows what the other is going through just to get to this. And we said earlier, but hours and hours in the gym. Weights, speed walk, everything. I was running out of training regimes, but so much work goes into just being in this competition, let alone winning the thing.
Thank you very much. Congratulations once again to our medalists.
Athletes lead the stage. And as they leave, we're about to usher in the men, and I told you it was going to get loud in here. It certainly is. An Indonesian winner.
Masih ada babak kualifikasi lain yang bisa diikuti oleh semua atlet, yakni dari kualifikasi di Shanghai dan juga Budapest yang akan
we reset for the men. Couple of moments pause here. We say, we welcome our gold medalists to the stage.
And next, we will prepare for the awarding ceremony for the men's speed climb here in the Asian Qualifier 2023.
crowd has not gone anywhere. They are still waiting, as you can see. Those are the seats. And behind them stands various climbing brands, places to eat. And this purpose-built facility is really quite special. The athletes have certainly been enjoying it, and I hope to return here. We won't be coming back next year, but after that, well, I'm pretty sure we'll be coming back to the heat of Jakarta for more World Cups and events like this in the future. Stadium right in the middle of a whole complex of different sports, and you can see in the background the lights lighting up, which one of the many stadiums that surround this one. And beyond that, the city spreads itself out. Huge skyscrapers first of all, before more of an urban sprawl takes over. It's a massive city. Chaotic carnage, great fun, and they've hosted a really good event for us here this evening and over the last couple of days.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Well, here we go.
now welcome the
Earbuds in if you've got sensitive hearing, because the crowd is about to go crazy.
Qualifier Jakarta 2023.
Sambutlah peraih medali kategori Speed Putra IFSC Climbing Asian Qualifier Jakarta 2023.
The music starts. The athletes will be waiting behind that curtain. You know the drill by now. And it's time to see our winner. 2 Indonesians on the podium as well. A file on. Stand behind the IFSC sponsor sign.
And once again, to present the medals to our winners is IFSC Vice President Mr. Kobinata Toru.
Sekali lagi yang akan menyerahkan medali adalah Wakil Ketua dari IFSC Bapak Kobinata Toru.
And to present the trophy to our medalist is the President of the Indonesian Sport Climbing Federation, Ibu Yeni Zanubawahi.
Dan yang akan memberikan trofi untuk seluruh pemenang adalah Ketua Umum Federasi Panjat Tebing Indonesia, Ibu Yeni Zanubawahi.
And finally, to present the ceremonial flowers to our winners is the Minister of Youth and Sports for the Republic of Indonesia, Mr. Dito Aryo Tejo.
Dan untuk buket bunga akan diserahkan oleh Menteri Pemuda dan Olahraga Republik Indonesia, Bapak Dito Aryo Tejo.
And now, presenting our bronze medalists representing
Well, we'll start with our
Japan.
bronze medalist
Peraih medali perunggu mewakili Jepang.
from Japan. What an effort. Ryo Amasa takes bronze. Yeah, that Japanese speed team, of course, we know them for the boulder and lead mainly, but their speed team is giving more and more attention to their speed athletes, rightly so as well. They're up and coming. A new weight. Maybe we will see a new nation step forward into speed greatness. And that man there is leading the way at the moment.
And next, presenting our silver medalist representing Indonesia.
Well, Indonesia will pick up a medal here. It's silver, first of all. Kermal Katabin. It's not the colour he wants, of course, but that man will come back. He'll bounce back. He's a contender for the OQS next year for sure. What a powerhouse of a team that is.
And now presenting
Finally, your future Olympian tonight, your gold medalist, Maliono. He was blisteringly fast all evening, consistent times in the low fives and one below 5 seconds. I think he deserves it. He jumps up on top. Still got some energy in those legs. Maliono takes victory here tonight under the Jakartan stars. And what a star he is. Gold medal. And keep an eye on the IFSC Instagram for a picture of him holding his ticket at some point. And there's some novelty glasses kicking around. Well worth a look. Well, the national anthem of Indonesia will, in a couple of seconds, be played.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now
Let's
ask
wait
that
and
if
listen.
you are able to please rise for the playing of the Indonesian national anthem, Indonesia Raya.
Bapak Ibu hadirin sekalian, kami mohon berdiri untuk kita sama-sama menyanyikan lagu kebangsaan Indonesia Raya.
Ladies and gentlemen,
A huge congratulations to all three of those athletes, especially Maliono. National pride in full display there, saluting. And they stand together for the final photos of this Asian qualifier. Remember, we have more events coming up over the next couple of weeks. So if you are missing IFSC action, don't worry, there's plenty to come. Oceania Continental qualifier, and then Africa after that. And congratulations to all of those athletes and everyone who competed over the last couple of days. It was a real special competition. Intense, of course, as it always will be with Olympic tickets on the line. Go back and have a little look if you've missed them, because, wow, there were some incredible moments along the way. Group picture done, and then a moment for the athletes to celebrate together. As that Indonesian flag waves in the lights. There's the gentleman with the shoulders of steel. He's not stopped waving that thing. Well, the athletes will leave the stage, and it's time for us to leave you and say goodbye. A big thank you to all of the organisers and everyone working hard behind the scenes in order to make this event happen and be so special. And of course, the athletes who dedicate their lives to this sport. My name is Matt Groom. It has been an absolute pleasure calling all of the action for you. And I'll return at some point for IFSC action. Thank you very much, everyone. We'll say goodbye to Jakarta and return soon for more continental qualifiers. Goodbye, everyone.
25% per tahun.
Yes, motion banks punya banyak
Fitur keunggulan yang dapat dan seru bisa ngajuin kartu kredit online. Transfer pakai nomor handphone, ini real time dari keunggulan yang dapat seluruh Indonesia. Transaksi kris juga banyak promo bisa di sini. Masih banyak banget yang lain dan semuanya bisa dilakukan kapan aja, di mana aja, sambil ngapain aja. Karena motion bank mau apa aja bisa. Yuk langsung download aplikasinya di App Store atau Play Store. Anda juga bisa akses di bit.ly/motionbankmnc.
Terima kasih juga untuk Anda Bro, Pertamina, masih Telkomsel.
お疲れ様です。はい。そうですね、もう本当に、優勝っていう、優勝を目標に、これまで練習してきて、今大会はパリオリンピックの権利もかかっていたので、正直本当一番はもう悔しいっていう気持ちが大きいです。パリオリンピック出場権がかかる大会ということですから、いつもの大会と違って緊張感やプレッシャーとかは。そうですね、やっぱり本当にもう1週間前ぐらいからもう夜寝れないぐらい本当に緊張して、常にこの大会のことを考えてるって感じでしたね。予選の入りいかがでした？予選もいつもより緊張しちゃって、プラスなんかこの暑さとなんていうんですかね、湿度にちょっと影響されて、スリップした部分もあったんですけど、うまく上位通過で決勝に進むことができたので、そこは良かったなと思います。予選を終えて決勝の1回戦、2回戦とタイムをどんどん上げてきたと思いますが、調子だったりとか、はい、そうですね、もう本当に、一本一本もう全力で攻め切ろうっていう目標で決勝は挑んだんで、 その通り本当にラウンドを重ねるにつれてタイムを上げていけれたので、そういった部分は良かったなと思います。はい。はい。はい。もう本当に日の丸選手は、憧れの選手でもあり、対戦すること自体が本当に嬉しくて、ワクワク感がありましたね。はい。はい。そうですね。スタートした直後のトモアスキップっていうムーブで、僕はちょっと右足をスリップしてしまって、そこでロスが出てしまったので、もしそこがうまくいけてれば、勝てた可能性もあったレースなので悔しいですね。はい。はい。はい。はい。そうですね。やっぱり悔しいって気持ちが一番大きく残ってるんですけど、去年に比べると、決勝にも安定して残れるようになり、表彰台にも少しずつ上がれていったので、調子自体は本当にいいので、このままパリに向けて突っ走りたいと思います。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。今回はパリオリンピックの権利を獲得することはできなかったんですけど、本当に落ち込んでる暇はないと思うので、これからオフシーズンになるんですけど、次はオリンピック予選シリーズに向けてしっかり調整して練習していきたいと思います。ありがとうございました。